Thank you.
Gentleman from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. From the snippets of the comments I've heard based upon the questions, although I didn't catch the opening statements, I'm questioning after the report here that there seems to be consensus as to, one, the new science and technology, two, an acknowledgement of lessons learned, three, a need at this point for the Congress to act, to provide the guidelines to demonstrate how we move forward. The tremendous resources that are there, I think everyone is aware of. I am members of Congress, before they get into their questioning mode, always have to give their bona fides, right? But whether we have them or not. But the fact is for some of us who are avid sailors on coastal waters and who have spent time in various parts of the Atlantic and the Pacific, who are familiar with migratory patterns with whales and their pods and other sea life, I think that there is a way this can be done, and I think science has demonstrated that it can be done. So I guess I'm trying to understand what the problem is here, except that, like a lot of other things, Congress has failed to take action to provide the direction. Am I missing something?
Thank you, Mr. Costa. And not in my opinion. I think it should be fairly straightforward that these studies should move forward and with expedition.
We conduct these surveys all over the world safely, and there's no reason that this cannot be taken forward and completed.
Yeah. I mean, that's my sense. I mean, the ability to I was just off the Santa Barbara coast last month, and the ability to make determinations as to when these migratory patterns take place is well documented. And, you know, I mean, we have greater issues with these mammals being injured as a result of them normally pursuing sea lanes and shipping taking place that accidentally has an incident where there's an injury, but where you're planning the seismology and you're doing different grid patterns and you're focused in an area, you know what's happening in that area. It's totally different than, you know, ships that are going on a 24/7 basis that are involved in shipping lanes that, you know, I mean, for those of us who are on a 30 or 40-foot sailboat, I mean, hell, they don't even look at us. You need to be careful and beware. So it seems to me, Mr. Chairman, that this is one of those issues that there ought to be consensus with and that we ought to be able to move forward with, realizing that there are some other issues that are out there that we all have concerns about as it relates to safely dealing with exploration and development of these resources that I think are far more serious than this issue of seismology and the testing that goes with it. Any other comments that either of you would like to make?
If I could, Mr. Congressman Costa, I would also, I agree with you, and I would also make the point that it seems that in many cases people are viewing exploration and seismic acquisition and exploration and production as an either-or proposition with a lot of the other industries that take place in the offshore, shipping, fishing, tourism, et cetera. And I really don't think that's accurate. I think that we've proven that those activities can go on simultaneously in many other parts of the world.
I mean, there's another issue here, and of course the technology we know has changed tremendously in the last 20, 25 years. There are some folks, and I disagree with them, who don't want to see any additional utilization of the offshore resource, whether it be oil or gas. And so they want a complete moratorium on any exploration, let alone any utilization of that resource. And so therefore, I understand their goal is not to have any seismology testing and to question the efficacy of the seismology testing because they have a different view, and that is they don't want any of the resource to be utilized. So let's be clear about that. If their goal is that we shouldn't open up any of these areas, period, for a host of reasons that they believe are valid, I understand that. I may disagree with it, but I understand that. But it's not the seismology testing that is the issue. Anyway, I've expired my time, and I thank you for yield back.
I thank the gentleman.